Hey guys, Prowler here, and I guess we're doing all kinds of updates. This is an Airsoft update. Freaking Airsoft. Their TM high kappa full length, or extendos. Anyways, this is just really a test video so Oscar could see what I did to his gun, little Prowler. You guys remember in a couple videos ago I broke this, or I got it shot out in a game like maybe a couple months ago, and it took me forever to finally mess with it because trying to get this part off is a really hassle. You got to back and forward, and then I ate it up and messed it all up with the jaws on here, and so I just kind of took all the paint off of it just so it wouldn't look so bad, and I put a new batteries in it, and it's good enough to trace. I mean, there's artifacts in the lens, but it's good enough to trace your rounds, and it's got a little laser on it, and it saves him from having to spend $140 on a new another light, to be with all the cool kids and have the 600 or 800 lumen lights or whatever that they have eventually down the road. But he wants HPA, so I figure he should save his money for it HPA, and like I said, this is good enough to trace where the rounds are going, so that's really all we need it to do. We don't need to blind anybody, we just need to trace where the rounds are going most of the time. So this is these are our guns I have. I'll tell you about this in a second. Okay, you guys have seen, well actually you haven't seen, this is a TM high kappa 5.1 that our friend Sheldon gave us. He's a really cool guy. He gave us this, and so it's a TM, and honestly, it's my favorite gun. I haven't ever even, since I got this, I haven't even tried to fix my ASG because it's acting stupid, and Oscar hasn't even used his ASG CZ 109 either, or 09. So this is a KJW. Okay, so here's how this went. He gave us that gun too, but he gave it to us with this KJW lower. So this is actually the old KJW slide off of this gun, this lower here. And of course you're going to start with your stuff, aren't you? Anyways, so basically the part he gave us was this part and this slide. And this was kind of full autoing. I haven't quite figured it out yet. So I'm going to mess with that a little more and then try to figure it out. So I switched it for this lower, which I kind of like the olive drab anyways. Can you guys give me just a second so I can figure out what the heck the dog is going off about? Alright, sorry about that. The dog was going off. So like I said, this is the KJW lower with a wee upper slide and some, it's not even modified or anything, but it does have a short stroke kit in it that I put together out of some copper washers, and I did the same thing this had a short stroke kit in it, but I put another copper washer. Hold on, I'll hit pause again. Okay, like I said, I watched Figgy Smalls and his video on using a Lego tire to short stroke your gun, and that's cool, but this Lego tire is a little big. I mean, it works. This is like the stock buffer, and it'll work. It's just a little bigger than I wanted it, and this kind of gives me more of the fine tuning. These are little thick copper washers, and they're the perfect size for what we're doing here. They fit around the guide rod perfectly. So let me yank here. I'll hit pause again, and I'll yank the slide off of here and show you. Okay. Like I said, I've got those copper washers right in there with no rubber buffer. Now, I don't know how that affects it. I mean, I'm assuming without a rubber buffer, it's hitting kind of hard. And I don't think it should be a problem. I mean, in theory, it could crack that. Or the same thing here. It could crack that if it's getting too hard. But I kind of like the way it cycles. It seems like it cycles more like a real gun. You know what I mean? It's kind of like, it sounds better. And when I'll put the slides back on, and I'll let you hear what they sound like. Okay, so what I was saying was, they sound better, and they're, they seem to function a little better. Let's see, how can I do this one-handed? I don't know, you can't really hear it. When I shoot it, you'll be able to tell. Another thing I did was, on this one, I took the nozzle, what is it? I guess it would be called the housing, the blowback housing. That's what it's called. Blowback housing. I took that out and I put in, because it wouldn't, when I short stroked it, here, I'll show you how. I didn't short stroke it a lot, but that's where it stops. See, you can hear it kind of stops. There's no buffer. So I short stroked it and it was making the gun malfunction where it wasn't picking up all the BBs out of the magazine. So what I decided to do was, I figured, okay, if it's not picking up all the BBs out of the magazine, then what it's, you know, what it's not doing is the nozzle isn't going back far enough, because that was the issue. So what I did was, I didn't have a heavier nozzle spring. So what I did was, I took a Q-tip, let me see, over here somewhere. And I wouldn't suggest you do this, you'll probably mess up your, there's the Q-tip. I took a Q-tip and I cut just a little part of it out of it, because that's almost the same size as the nozzle spring, just to give it a little bit more, what am I trying to say, compression, which would put the spring under more tension. So, see, if you watch the nozzle, it kind of sticks enough, just enough, sticks enough, and then comes back. So, it does everything it needs to do. And like I said, this ain't a tech video, because honestly, I don't know what the heck I'm doing. I'm just kind of learning as I go. So let me hit pause again. I'll take the guns outside and we'll fire them, and you guys can hear what they sound like and how fast they cycle and all that. All right, guys. So what I said about this whole thing was, so the gun, you know, basically we just need it so we can trace BBs, right? So let me put you guys right, I'll put the gun right next to, right about, I don't know, right about there. Oh, that's, nope, that's in the light. I go right about there. See, you can see, oh, now let me do some rapid firing. Sorry, I gotta move the gun, so it seems like it does pretty good. It gets a little cold, the nozzle gets a little cold, but it does pretty well. So the light's not perfect. It's, like I said, this is an old lumen light. This is before they came out with strobe and before they came out with all the other crap, you know, for all the tactical doofuses. But you know, this is what I used to use. If you look at my old videos, this is the old light that I used to use for my guns, my real guns. So, like I said, it works plenty good enough for him to trace BBs. Let me see. Oh, I guess we're out. All right, I'll show you the TM now. All right, since I'm out of BBs and speed loader and I don't feel like filling it up all the way, I'm just gonna use that mini. Okay. Now you're not gonna be able to trace the rounds because I don't have a light on this one, but listen to it, how it's about as much short stroked as the other one. It's not ridiculous, but it's enough. But it's quick, and I feel like I'm gonna break the slide with it. Yeah, you can hear it. Oh, there comes Puppy. What are you doing, dog? Get over here. I don't want to shoot you. But yeah, this thing is, for being a plastic slide and all that, I really like it. Eventually down the road, I will put an aluminum slide on it, but it's so snappy and responsive that I'm just like, I don't even know if I really want to. It's just, I just like it, you know what I mean? All right, guys, that's it. Just showing you the TM that I got from Sheldon, our buddy, and the Wii upper with the KJW lower that we got from Sheldon, and that was really super cool of him because honestly, let's be honest, this is a couple $100 worth of guns he gave us, and granted they're used, but still, it's nice to have backups, and just to give that to somebody is really nice of him. I know it's not his thing anymore, he doesn't, but he could easily hook this up to his HPA system and would have been cool. But yeah, if you ever see the Sheldon, we really appreciate it. These are awesome guns, and I think they've gotten us into a whole new thought on the whole pistol. So we were all, rifles are the way to go. But now, on some of the smaller fields, these CQB pistols seems like pistols are kind of the way to go. I like it. All right, guys, later.